What's up, everybody? My name is Adam Palmer. This is Daily Nonsense. On today's show, we are going to be talking about a milestone that PSA just passed and some good news for a Disney Topps Chrome product. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're a new viewer, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any future Daily Nonsense content. Let's get into it. It probably makes sense to start the episode with the shelving that I got. Put some cool stuff up there. Got a 2020 Prism WNBA. That's actually Fanatics exclusive. So I got 2 boxes of that, and finally I've been able to put that on display somewhere because I bought 2 boxes back in the day. And Sabrina Ionescu. Maybe I'll open up one of the boxes, honestly, now that I have at least one on display. Got some OG Fortnite, got some OG Call of Duty, got some cool stuff up there. So, stuff will be moving around. It's just, this is kind of the initial display, kind of some cool stuff. We've got some other cool stuff that's actually coming in the mail that should be here in the next day or so. So I don't know exactly when that'll be going up, but you'll see it. Nat Turner put out on Twitter that PSA has officially vaulted 1 million sports cards in their physical vault location. I don't know where exactly that is. I'm actually sort of surprised. I'd be surprised if they keep it all in one location, but maybe they do. Maybe they have guards or something. But they have 1 million cards in the PSA vault, which is a little bit more than a year, because I was looking back at some of the news, and it's a lot of the reports and people that were talking about it. It was June or July-ish of 2024 is when they officially kind of launched this. In a little bit more than a year, they've already got 1 million cards in that vault. And he was saying that there are hundreds of thousands, or maybe he said 100,000. I forget the exact term that he used, but that there are thousands of cards that have the PSA vault as their destination for grading. And PSA, they are just making things easier, which, I've said on multiple occasions, if you can make things easier for a customer, you are going to get more customers' business, especially in this industry where there are so many things that can be confusing about cards and ways that it can be confusing. It's just as if you can sort of teach the customer along the way of how things are done and what they're doing, they've just made things easier. And to me, that's why I think that they're seeing so much success here. Friend of the channel, Chris Sewell, was actually on with Sports Card Professor, who was the content creator who made the sports card content is not doing well or something along those lines. I mean, they spent a lot of time in the video, so I suggest going to check it out. I didn't necessarily agree with some of the stuff they said. Sports Card Professor, also somebody who has kind of debated Mike Geo a couple times here. So either way, but they were doing a collaboration, and they were talking about the repacks. And with this PSA stuff, I think that could be one of the big things of why PSA is maybe trying to push a lot of these cards into the vault, because they see it as an opportunity to have all the cards ready and available for them to buy if they ever need to do any type of re-upping of anything. And I think that there's just an opportunity for them to just go to any of the collectors that have cards in this vault, now that there are over 1 million of them, and just say, hey, we'll sell you, or we'll buy these cards from you for a certain amount. And even if it's over what the market value is, if it's going into a certain type of repack, realistically, they can buy for higher than market value if essentially they're going to charge more for the repack, I guess. Hopefully that's not exactly what's happening, but I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility that's something that could happen in this era of sports cards. Not necessarily because their service is any better than any of the other ones. I think that they have figured out a way to make things quicker and hire more people and, get orders out faster, which I think adding a vault makes things a lot easier as well, because then you don't have to worry about shipping the cards to a location, or you don't have to worry about the shipping. Obviously they ship the cards to the vault, but you are taking essentially one of the steps out of a customer buying a card, getting it graded, and then selling it. You're taking out the step of getting the card shipped back to you, which in some scenarios may take, the shipping might take a little bit, but there also might be issues with the shipping. So you're taking out a step that is making things easier for customers. So we are seeing that vaulting is sort of the new wave and what people are looking to do, whether you're Fanatics or it's eBay or it's, ComC or Golden or any of these companies that are using vaulting. It really is just the new way that people are consuming sports cards. So Would I be surprised if PSA somehow becomes the biggest vaulting platform or becomes the biggest vault of them all? No, because I think that they have shown that they want to grow. They want to grow their company, but they also want to do things that help sports card people, where I don't know if we've seen that in other areas of companies that are trying to grow within sports cards. So I think it's cool that they have all those cards. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to grow that vault over the next few years. Now, the other story it's not like a new product. Like, we've seen Disney Topps Chrome come out over the past few years. But one of my biggest pet peeves with this product was their promotion of the autographs that were just acetate autographs. You know, it could be people that don't know what they're marketing, or they don't know what they're talking about when they're doing some of these things. Like, there are people that work for tons of different companies that don't really understand what the product that they're selling is. So granted, it could have just been like a few marketing people who like didn't really understand that the cards weren't actually real autographs. Because when I remember doing a whole podcast and talking about these autographs and not really understanding how they had gotten these. And then when I started looking all the autographs up on eBay, I saw that they were just not real. Like, they were just acetate. So I had to re-record the whole show. And this was not recently. This was probably back in 2023, 2024 at that point. But the news is that the Disney Topps Chrome checklist has come out, and they actually have real autographs in the checklist. And they actually have autographs of the actors that are in the movies. And I think that's a really great step in the right direction here for Topps Chrome Disney, because again, that was my biggest pet peeve, was they weren't real autographs. They were marketing them as real autographs. I didn't understand how they were doing these things with the autos, but now they have the actual, actors and actresses that are playing either the animated characters or the real characters in real life. And these are not just like no-name Disney people. Like, these are some of the biggest names in Disney. Like, Samuel Jackson is one. I'm just looking at my phone here. We got Orlando Bloom. You've got Melissa McCarthy, Tim Allen, Billy Crystal. These names are like some of the biggest names in the industry. Sure, you're going to have autographs of people maybe they don't know necessarily, because when I was going a little bit farther down the list, it was a bunch of names, and I was actually going to read some of them, and I didn't really know who they were, if I'm going to be completely honest. And it could just be that they were animated characters or anything along those lines. But there are going to be real autographs in this Disney Topps Chrome product, which, if you're looking to buy some unsealed wax and hold on to it for a while, I think any of the any of the older Disney products that have come out. Like, I know that there was a Chinese company and there was a Japanese company that had been making Pixar and Disney cards. I think those are some good ones to buy. Like, I think they were at the National. I think it's Kakao, I think is how you pronounce the company. It was that was the Disney, that was the Chinese version. I think they did Disney 100, and then there was also a Pixar set that was put out by a Japanese company around the same time as that Disney 100 product came out, and I think that was 2022 or 2023. So if you're looking to buy any Disney product, this is probably going to be some good ones, because you're going to get some of the first real autographs in this product. But I think also the older product is also going to be good to buy, because you are having some of the first cards of, new animated characters. Disney is not like a new IP that has never made cards before, but I believe also in either last year or the year before, there was a Walt Disney autograph in one of the Disney products. It was a cut autograph, obviously, but there are newer movies that have these, rookie cards, I guess you could call them. I think it's interesting that you could call them that. But like, there are Disney rookie cards in some of these products. Like, there's Disney cards from like the 50s and 60s. I mean, this isn't a new concept, but I think the cards themselves in the new Topps Chrome product line are very cool. So like, if you're looking to buy those cards, there's some good autographs that are coming out. Or like I said, if you're looking to buy some wax, you're probably going to have to spend a little bit of money. But some of those older first Disney products that came out kind of in this new generation also might be some good purchases. That's all we've got for today's show. Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about today's topics. Also, make sure you come back here every day to the Sports Card Nonsense YouTube channel for daily nonsense. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.